guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Emy. If you're new, hello, welcome to this big family. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 5 healthy habits that I have acquired through this pandemic period, and I hope they can somehow inspire you and provide some sort of motivation to you. So we'll see what habits they are, and before we get started, don't forget to subscribe. So the first healthy habit that I have acquired throughout this COVID year is running. Now, I was really bad at running like 2 years ago, so something like 800 meters would just seem so daunting to me, but now I can run for like 3 kilometers non-stop while not being tired. There's a really good TED Talk that I encourage you to watch, and I have put the link below. So it talks about the benefits of physical exercise. Now, we might all know that physical exercise is good for us, but the extent to which we know its true effects varies from person to person. So running about 30 minutes for 4 to 5 times per week can dramatically boost your physical health. And what is more important is that running or doing some sort of aerobic exercises is really good for your concentration and attention while studying. So as you might expect, I always leave some of the more the heavier works after I have done the exercise, because I know that I can concentrate better at that point of the time. So perhaps this is one of my proudest habits, because I have nothing to do with sport, okay? I'm such a not sporty person from the beginning of my birth. So when I like attended PE classes in my 9th and 10th grades, those grades are just the lowest in my entire grade book. So somehow I hated doing sports because I feel they're just really difficult and they make me so tired. But as I grew up and right now I have more time at home, I started to think, why not doing something that is good for me while also a little bit challenging. So I acquired that habit. So right now I have been running consistently for more than a year, so almost always 6 or 7 times per week, so about 3 kilometers. And I have to say, once you acquire that habit, it is really difficult to take away. So if there's one day, for some reasons I can't run, I'll feel really, uncomfortable. It always seems that there's something unaccomplished. So and once you acquire that habit, it really does not seem so daunting, and you'll do just fine. So my second healthy habit is drinking tea and water. So I actually hated drinking water when I was young because I feel it does not have any taste. So I'd rather drink something like orange juice or Coca-Cola. But as we stayed for lockdown last year, there was actually nothing much that I could do. So I started to learn drinking a lot of water, which is super good for your body. And I had more time to investigate into the different types of teas that could be combined to drink. So this is what made me right now a lover of tea and water. So I drink about 3 liters of water each day. including, the amount of water used to make the tea. Which is quite impressive because, all the people around me, especially my sister, is always astonished about the amount of water I drink each day. And as you might have seen in my live vlogs, drinking tea is the first thing of my day. So I have to make sure that I have my tea ready before I get started with my study sessions. And I always make sure that I have different types of teas each day. And you can actually combine different teas in a sort of creative way. Obviously, you can't put them together as much as you want it because some of them cannot stay together. Yeah, it's just quite interesting how much I got to know about teas and how much I have come to drink water during this entire COVID pandemics. And drinking tea and water is good for your body and for your skin. And as the summer approaches, remember to keep your body hydrated. That's the most important thing. Okay, so the third habit that I have acquired is putting the phone outside of my room when I'm studying. Now, before COVID, we went to school and I always turned off my phone at the beginning of the day so that I would not get distracted by it throughout the day. But at home, it seems very reasonable to just keep our phone turned on, and besides as well as studying, that actually affected negatively my entire productivity trends. So, and I'm not exaggerating, when I have my phone with me while I'm studying, the maximum amount of time that I can concentrate is about an hour. But when I put my phone outside of my room while studying, I can concentrate up to 3 hours. And this huge difference in productivity really just depends on this small action of putting your phone outside. And the science behind this is because when you have your phone inside with you while you're studying, your brain is too stimulated and it always wants to search for more stimulation. Have you ever experienced when it's like when you're studying or reading a piece of text and then something comes to your mind? Oh, why don't you go to your phone and open Instagram and see what's new there? This always happens to me. Like, even when I'm hearing a TED talk or hearing a psychology lecture, if I have my phone there with me, I would frequently stop the video and then take out my phone and go to Instagram and start to scroll down. So, and that would again take me 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or even 15 minutes sometimes, which hugely decreases my productivity. And once your phone is out of your room, your brain would not be that much stimulated, so that it can concentrate more on the task at hand. And if you're like a quite lazy person like I am, if I have my phone outside my room, even if when I'm taking a break, I'm lazy to get up and actually go out and take the phone back, which makes this habit even more effective in terms of productivity. So I would just stare out to look at the landscapes and relax my eyes a little bit and then go back to study without touching my phone. So that's really, I think, a good habit. You might have heard of this habit like all the time. So there are always people telling you just put your phone outside of your room while studying. But I'm here to tell you this is really effective. So do this, especially if you're preparing for an upcoming exam or whatever. Your phone is the most distracting thing that could exist. So the fourth thing that I want to talk about is actually not a habit acquired in the pandemics, because it's something that I've been doing for a long time, and that is exposing yourself to music. Now, music is healthy. Music is super healthy. And in my opinion, actually, I think everyone should take some time and expose themselves to music throughout the day. Now, every existing human society has some forms of music, just as everyone possesses some kind of language, right? You can't find anyone in this earth without language, just as you can't find any sort of human society on this earth without music. And this really highlights the importance of music to us. Now, there's a really beautiful quote that I want to share with you. It is from John Paul Frederick Richer. He says, "Music is the moonlight in the gloomy night of life." So music is really important, and especially when you're in the darkest parts of your life. And in fact, I have been doing some recent research on musical intelligence. Now, this might sound very weird at the beginning, but there is this construct known as musical intelligence. And it's not really about how well you know the rhythm or the type of music in front of you. It's more about how well you can connect yourself to that piece of music, how your mind, your soul can combine with the music, and how that music can enter into your heart and affect you. So I know that nowadays a lot of people like rock or pop music, but one of my biggest advice is try some classic music as well, because they're classic, and they always can generate some sort of emotional impact in my life as well, when I'm feeling down or sometimes anxious a little bit. So regular exposure to music is really healthy for your body as well as for your mind. If you have free time right now, if you're just like me, an IB student without the proper IB exams, then I really encourage you to start to learn a new musical instrument. It's always exciting and it's never too late. You will find it being so helpful if you have you can master some sort of musical instruments. Like me, I've started to learn ukulele during this pandemic, and it's just so helpful. I would just, during afternoon when I'm tired and not having the desire to do anything, I'll just take out that instrument and play it and sing along with it. So the final thing is about reading and poetry. So some people hate reading, but in my opinion, those people who hate reading actually do not hate reading. What they do is they hate the books they're reading. So if you feel that you're a type of person who has nothing to do with reading and who wants to run away from reading whenever you hear about it, then probably you're not reading the right kinds of books. And that's super important. Each of us have different interests and opinions, so we never read the same kinds of books. And what is important is for you to find what is right for you, what sort of books you like reading, be it science fiction, romantic stories, or historical stories even. There's always kind of the right kind of book for you. And I have included here as one of my healthy habits because as always, COVID has given me or has provided me more time at home, and Sometimes you feel like I have done all the work, I've done a lot of sport, what is next? Then reading might be a really good option. So I have started to read a lot as COVID broke out because I had more time, and I regained that joy of reading because with reading you're exposing yourself to new worlds, to new types of knowledge that you have never encountered before, which is exciting, which is super, super exciting. And if you're a lover of poetry, then I really encourage you to read one poem per day. As my English teacher says, poems are the food of the soul. So now this is one of my newest experience with poetry. Even if you don't understand anything about the poem you're reading in hand, you don't understand, like the content, why is this and why is that, you can still be affected by it. A few days ago, I have read a poem which I just didn't understand a single word of it. But that rhythm, that melody still affected me so much. So this is the amazing part of poetry. Even if you can't understand, you're still affected by it. And especially a piece of poem before sleep is really, really good. It just relaxes your mind, relaxes your entire body, and get your body ready to sleep. It's just amazing. So that's, again, a healthy habit that hopefully can inspire you somehow. So why do we talk about habits? Because we are actually, even if you don't notice, made up of little habits that we have. So taking some time to reflect upon the types of habits you want to acquire and putting in energy to actually acquire them is really important for life. And this is really putting in action. A lot of times we just sit there and start reflecting upon what do I want to do in my life, what sort of careers do I want to pursue, what are the dreams of mine, which is okay. But if you do too much of this sort of introspective reflection without putting anything into action, then those reflections are actually quite useless. So take some time to think about the sort of habits you want to build up that can make you a better human being, and actually start to do them. I'm still acquiring new habits, and I'm still trying to become a better human being. And this process never ends, because our life is all about learning from experience, and this process cannot finish until we die. So I truly hope this video has somehow inspired you a little bit, and I really encourage you to go on and seek to build up new healthy habits. Okay, so that's today's video, and I'll see you next time.